before they got Ross Tucker and everybody up there doing their thing, they just showing all the background of what happened in the link. You can hear they're the Philadelphia Eagles cheerleaders. Then they play the fight song. I'm singing the fight song. He just like,
what the hell is he been born into, bro? What has Shamar been born into? He doesn't even know. He's watching preseason ball like it's the home opener. He quells like I had a whole plan. It's the first preseason game. Shamar's like, yeah, we're getting fired up. He has no idea what he's even getting fired up for right now.
Man, look at that player that he ain't gonna never see again.
right. He's like, he's learning to make the attachments to the preseason players who you'll never see again, but you'll remember for the rest of your life. It's important.
My man Coop, dog, balling out there,
just like Darius Cooper.
Yeah, out there balling,
event, bro. Cannon event. It happens to all of us.
I'm just pissed off. I mean, I guess I'll save it for the third quarter and the fourth, but we want Eli. Let him cook. No, Cooks.
Elijah,
the receiver, Elijah Cooks.
Bro, I was talking to my friend the other day, and like I was like just talking, and like I didn't even realize I just kept saying Elijah Qualls. Qualls. He's like, he's a D tackle. I'm like, no, bro, the receiver. He's like, are you sure? He's like, I was like, dude, I'm sure. Elijah Qualls, Elijah Cooks. But well, we're back, Parth. Even though you might not be able to recognize me, I was too locked in for game day. Did not check my trimmer, and then I finished my beard, and I was like, wait.
Ooh, who was that? Was that Ricks?
It was. He
dropped laid a boom. Oh, another dropped interception.
2 dropped interceptions.
These guys been playing NCAA apparently.
Hey, was it Burrow? Oh, it is Burrow. It's Burrow out there.
He's still in the game?
Yeah, they had him playing the whole second half. Interesting by the Bengals.
They are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're lucky that we didn't.
That's Jake Browning. That's Jake Browning.
It is?
Yeah, that's Jake Browning.
They look the same.
Yeah.
They look the same.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. Eli Ricks might have something to say about that number 2 corner spot, bro.
He has
let's get into it in a second. So how are you guys doing first? Let's get it. Let's get a check in.
Eagles football is on, man.
Yeah, dude.
This is the first time y'all seen this morning.
He's been ready. Yeah, dude. I mean, throwing on the game, brother. Like, it's been a rough day for Kelee and Adoree Jackson, man.
I mean,
it's like it's Jamar, but dog, Kelee can get cooked, bro.
Right.
No. We're not about to do this. We're not about to do this. And it's kind of a bit of the same narrative that's been going on in practice. Like, you can we don't get a chance to see this stuff live like we're watching it now. We just go off tweets in practice. But when you see everybody explain, like, oh, close coverage, better play by the receiver, better play by A.J. Brown, blah, blah, blah. When you hear Kelee in coverage, it's like, oh, okay, kind of give you an idea. And then when you finally see things live, it's like, I mean, it is quality coverage, but then you look at the little mistakes that you're making. Like, why you so far? Your coverage was so good, but then you so far off that the coverage didn't even matter.
How good can we see the coverage is if he's got like 3 yards of room in between him and the receiver? They're cutting.
Anaya Smith.
Did he just return it?
Okay. He got tackled. He got tackled.
He got me.
My man, he was about to jump right back on the bandwagon. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
I never said a bad word. Oh, he's about to do the same thing with Sidney Brown too until he got injured. He's about to be like, oh yeah. I said Sidney Brown was going to be the one this year. Mahuba, but
Mahuba.
Nah, Sid, I don't know. It's kind of the same thing, but he's been in the right spot a lot of times. It's just he hasn't made the play.
Yeah, well, so let's finish at corner. Like I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts as well, Pierre. I'm just like, it just looks like both of these guys are a step late. It looks like it can all look pretty, but it just looks like they're just.
Keelee's a step late. Adoree stinks.
Okay.
Yeah, Adoree, you could tell, bro. He ain't got it, though.
Yeah,
it's no more tread left on those tires.
Looks tiny.
That's a great way to put it. It is.
Wait, what do you say?
Tread left on those tires.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Those are the ones that are like fully smooth, and they're like, no. You should have had these changed years ago.
Oh no, Quell, you about to start crying, brother. Elijah Cooks getting carted off.
Damn, when did you even get on the field?
I have no idea.
Damn, man.
What? I just saw the touchdown.
When did that happen?
Darius.
Like, when did you even get on the field? Moment of silence, clearly.
Tanner McKee touchdown.
This is
so. This
He
was
is
before
slinging
this was before the touchdown.
That had to be on the kickoff.
Jack and Darius Cooper, our Tarkington State guy, out here doing this thing.
Yeah, Darius Cooper's been hooping, bro. He's had a couple.
All the backups is hooping. It's so much. We can get into the game since we're here now. We got 37 people. I mean, 35 seconds or about that for them to halftime, so we can kind of get our ball rolling. But it's so much we could talk about. I got my notes and all this stuff, and it's like every time I write a good note down, it's like I ask myself, does this say more about the Eagles and the depth that they keep saying we don't have, or do the Bengals defense just stink? And I really think the Bengals defense.
The Bengals defense just stinks, bro. It's not good.
But I also think, dude, Cooper is slinging it. Like,
I mean, yeah, Tanner. He is slinging.
Sorry, Tanner, not Cooper. Yeah, Tanner, bro. The ball placement on some of these passes, the back shoulders to Johnny Wilson, the outbreakers
right now,
to Darius Cooper.
He's 14 to 17, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 153.2.
Because the Bengals can suck, but he's our backup, bro, and he's playing with backups, and he's
against starters, and he looks awesome. So, and it's kind of like, I mean, you can kind of say it all checks out. This is the same thing that we've seen. What was that last year when he got the start in week 17 or week 18 it was, and he looked great against a bunch of starters while he was playing with backups. So, I mean, Tanner McKee is the real deal. We've known that. Shout out to the Mormon.
Didn't they call him the Mormon Missile?
Yeah, right. I'll never let anybody live that down. You guys know. I mean, you guys always follow me in my NFL draft journey, but you guys know I was in love with Tanner McKee, the prospect, from start to finish of his draft season, man, and just how talented. Like, I'm glad the world is getting the opportunity to see how talented he is. Because the first thing I always say is, man. And I mean, I wish things were going a little better for Justin Fields, but you know how the world felt about that draft class of Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. Like, man, those are the two dudes in that class, and it should have been Tanner McKee behind them if he didn't go on his Mormon trip. But everything happens for a reason, and here he is in Philadelphia as the backup for now. Because, buddy, the way he's playing, I don't think he's gonna be our backup for long. He's making himself a whole lot of money tonight specifically.
Absolutely.
You remember in 2019 when Clayton Thorson legit stunk up the joint in preseason.
Shout out to friend of the pod, Liam Jenkins, man.
It's just it's fascinating to just see how well Tanner's playing and just think about what is the conversation going to be, because dude, if he tears it up for these next couple preseason games, teams are going to want to actually sign him, dude, and give him a shot. And
that's fine.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Quarterback factory. I mean, they drafted
absolutely, but I'm curious to see, and I wonder what he's going to look like in another offense because, dude, he is legit talent. So it's going to be interesting to see, or if he's okay, he likes the Eagles, and he sees that this is a good place. I don't know.
Nick Foles.
Who knows? That's I'm not gonna say anything, but the thought did cross my mind. Or oh man, Earl Morrall. Okay. Little Dolphins lore on everyone's head right now. Yeah, my dad. Those are bedtime stories for my dad when I was a kid. So those are the things that I heard about. So let's go back to safety. We talked about corner a little bit. Well, okay. Anything about Eli Ricks or any other corner stood out to you guys?
Long bones and teeth, but yeah, bro would never live that down as long as I'm breathing ever. Well, Eli's had a solid showing, man. I mean, to address what Pierre said at the top of the pod about him maybe having something to say about the CB2 job. I mean, with the way everybody else is playing, hell, who knows? But
and that's my thing. That's my thing.
And Bennett too, right? Ja'Cory Bennett.
Ja'Cory. That's a conversation that we had, and as he continues to get accustomed to the defense and things of that nature. And I remember watching it was the Pivot Pod that CJGJ was on. Shout out to CJGJ. I'm glad to see his ACL still intact.
Yeah, that was so confusing. Ari's it's torn, then Adam and Ian are it's
That's
not.
because a Houston reporter, and granted, he's a very valid Houston reporter, but he had reported that it was torn. He had got reports that but then somebody doubled back and said, nah, not yet. So it's good to see the situation. But I remember listening to the Pivot podcast, and CJ talked about how when he got traded, when the Eagles traded for him, and how he felt like there was a bit of animosity in the locker room because you got a guy who haven't been with you all summer, barely knows the playbook, and here you are week one, and they asking me to be a starter versus you guys who've been here trying to earn these spots. And I mean, we could be in a similar situation with Corey. It'd be interesting to see how everything plays out. I mean, like I said, he has to get accustomed to the scheme, and it's a heavy one. We understand. You know my favorite big quote. I'm gonna throw a lot at you early because you never know what you got to show later. Mm-hmm. So he gonna have to get accustomed, and it might take a while. We know how Vic feels about guys who didn't have the opportunity to play in camp and be able to pick up the defense as soon as they wanted to. So maybe there's a door for Eli Ricks. That's all I can say. Absolutely. I don't think he will win the job, but there's a door for him more than likely.
Because even if Bennett wins, sorry, Pierre, I just wanted to say, like, because I was reading about it. Even if Bennett wins, he's had injury issues in the past. That's part of the reason that he was expendable for the Raiders, is that you don't know if he's going to be healthy. He has shoulder issues. So even if he were to, step in and play really well, one of these guys needs to step up. But yeah, what would you have to say about it, Pierre?
Nah, if Kelee and Adoree, if they keep on the track that they're on right now, dog, they're going to have to add somebody via trade or free agency or something, bro, because they can't go into the season with these guys looking how they're looking right now. They can't go into the season with them as their only two options.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's I think it really just comes down to, like, a lot of these were on Jamar, and it's Jamar Chase, and that's
the level of competition you're gonna see.
Exactly, and it wasn't just Jamar, and that's the issue. It was their number 2, their number 3 receiver. So, what'd you say, Quell? You're on mute, bro.
God damn it! Shout out to Charlie Jones, man. Love me some Charlie Jones.
EOC Voss too.
Charlie Jones.
EOC Voss, yeah.
Yossi Voss, of course. But like you said, man, it's been an interesting circumstance at the cornerback position. They're kind of rotating to safety. Sidney Brown started off so well, and then he turned back into Sidney Brown. Run out here running around like a man with his head on fire, tackling without looking at what he's tackling, and now he's wondering why he hurt. That's like the first thing they teach you when you learn how to tackle, bro. Keep your head up, shoulder square. Watch what you're tackling, and he's just trying to run through something.
Dog, he literally led with his head all the way down. I'm like, brother, what are you doing?
I think if I'm
taking you with me.
I know Vic Fangio literally rips his hair out when he watches Sidney.
I don't know if that was a joke or not. Yes, he does. I don't know if that was a joke or not, though, Park. But apparently the league is trying to ban smelling.
No, so no, it's a joke because of that. So they're trying to ban him, but apparently, because I saw it and I wasn't sure if it was true, but then I saw Marlon Humphrey say that he spent $1,000 on smelling salts. The players can bring their own. The team cannot provide them.
Wait, dog, for you to spend, you said $1,000?
Yeah. So you don't imagine how many
packs of smelling salts.
He's abusing them. He's
how many packs of smelling salts can you get for $1,000?
A lot.
Jones probably go for 50 cents a pop, boy.
Yeah, he's a sicko, but we appreciate it for him, and his tweets look like he uses a lot of smelling salts. So that's how it goes. Smelling salts are fun though, dude. I was sad when I saw that they were outlawing them. I was like, this is the no fun league, dude. Come on. Oh, we can mask a concussion. Yeah, that's kind of the point. We want to keep playing.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
What are we doing here? I don't know. It's confusing. But yeah, so Makuba got some reps back. He's returning from injury.
He hasn't played tonight.
No, not tonight. I'm talking about throughout camp. My bad. I should have specified. So he's gotten some reps in camp. So it'll be interesting to see as the second half kicks off, when he plays and who the Eagles send out there. Smile Mondon has looked pretty good. Flying around, heard good things about him
tonight. I don't know, brother.
Yeah,
he looked like exactly what I seen on tape.
That's my dog.
What I was trying to tell y'all. I'm like,
he been getting
I think it was a training camp thing, but yeah, he has struggled tonight. But
it's easy to look good before you get put on them pads and we start contacting each other.
That's true, but they've had some contact, and it's been a lot of days of like Smile Monden's name has been mentioned for making plays. So I get what you're saying, but like I don't know. I think maybe it takes an adjustment, but the kid's athletic. Like we'll see.
Hey,
we'll see what
bro.
he puts together.
Hey, wait, pause.
Yeah.
Pause. Wait. My little brother, he watching the stream. He just texted in the chat. Wait, what did he say? Oh, let me unlock my phone. He said, "Did the guy in the middle shave his beard?"
No, I'm a different person, Devin. It's not me anymore. I've completely changed. I took his place. But it's painful, man. Everybody's just going to be cooking me. Wonderful.
Man said it looked like he said, when he did
that. I totally lost my train of thought now. Oh, I was going to say Jihad has looked really good. I mean,
that's the damn ball, man.
If he had that interception, dude, but if that's any indication of the type of player he's going to be, like he was 5 to 7 yards away, bro, like just facing the other way, and he completely turns around, makes the jump, dives, and almost makes the interception. So the kid has football instincts.
And
I saw DeBona, he tweeted it. I think it was DeBona, but he was like, it's all Eagles rookies' rite of passage to drop an interception in their first preseason game. Because if you remember, Quayon Mitchell did the same thing last year.
He did. So does that mean he's not going to have any interceptions?
For, bringing up bad memories, AD. Tried to lock that away.
Okay, so the Elijah Cook's injury is a shoulder injury.
Yeah,
and they carted
probably
him
was
off.
a stinger.
Yeah, that's way better than it could have been. I was worried it was lower body. Hopefully he gets back soon. Also, tush push, suck it.
Tush push Tanner.
Tanner tush push.
Spike McGee.
Suck it. Y'all just can't stop it. I don't know what to tell you. Stop complaining. It's done. It's over.
Push the Mormon. Oh man.
Well, let me ask you guys this though. I know it's still kind of vanilla from a play calling standpoint, but just from the operation side of things, what do you guys think that we've seen from Kevin Patullo so far tonight?
I've been of course, like you said, it's vanilla, but I've been pretty impressed from Kevin Patullo, the play caller. You can see I don't want to say commitment to maintaining with the Eagles offense. I wrote down in my notes, the first unit that they trotted out there, I don't want to say first unit because a lot of those guys played for a lot of the time, but like the first unit they trotted out there were Will Shipley and Jahan Dotson and those guys. Played a lot of good football. It was fun to watch. I don't want to say I was more impressed by the second unit that they trotted out there, but the second unit they trotted out there, like I felt like I was watching real Philadelphia Eagles. Like I'm more physical than you. You got AJ Dillon catching passes and running through people, jump cutting.
The O-line seemed like it was
Johnny Wilson jumping over everybody. Exactly.
Brother, like, Matt Pryor, he had a block. I don't know which Bengals defensive end it was, but bro, he stonewalled the dude.
And Darius Kennard, that's his name, right?
Team, man.
Yeah. Darian Kennard.
Good too. Darian Kennard. He looked pretty good too. Like
Eagles, they added him. They added him. What about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Like he's just kind of been a development piece in the background, and he's been looking good too. So they're it's encouraging to see on the O-line, huh?
I said that's a score. That's what I projected him as coming out. Swing tackle, probably not the ideal starter, but he has some good tape. Yep.
Was
he the dude with the anger issues?
No.
Or was that Trevor Penning?
Yes.
That was Penning.
Trevor Penning. Okay.
Yeah, the bullying issues.
Yeah.
Shout out Richie Incognito, dude. Well, that whole thing was fraudulent, right? Like
then he tried to slide that in there. Shout out Richie Incognito. But didn't that feel like it was like nah. Let's take a step back for a second. But it sounds like apparently it was fraudulent.
And listen,
it come out recently.
Nothing good is ever built without a little bit of bullying. All right. Diamonds are only formed under pressure. All right. But it's football where people are going to be mean. Anyways, maybe I'm psychotic, but in terms, I don't know why I'm saying maybe, but in terms of what I think of Patullo, Pierre, I think it's you can take what you can get from preseason. You don't have everybody out there. The reason I say that is just because sometimes it's easier to just get in your bag as a play caller when you're not worrying about number 11, 26, 6. And
but even so, to that point, that's kind of what I was just about to get into. While we had the backups out there, I feel like you saw the relationship between Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo right there. How
right,
we've been saying for years, our offense, and sometimes to its own fault, but our offense is literally our dudes are better than yours, and we're gonna find a way to get our dudes the ball. And we may not be the most creative, but hell, sometimes you ain't got to be creative. Just get your dudes the ball. And when you looked at that first 2 drafts, I mean, of course, Tanner McKee was on fire, but you saw the emphasis that they said, get Will Shipley the football, get Jahan Dotson the football. It felt like only 2 people touched the football on those 2 drives alone. And it's kind of, I don't want to say reminiscent because we haven't seen it before, but it feels like it could be reminiscent of what we will see of an Eagles offense of, look, y'all know who our offense is. And I mean, when I got to get the ball to other people, we can, but I'm going to feed my guys and they're going to eat who my offense is orchestrated around.
Right. I think that's sorry, go ahead.
No, I think with Kevin, just the biggest thing for me that I've taken away is like the rhythm that he's had as a play caller, right? Like you don't see the ball hitting the ground much, right? Like he's been able to kind of, like I said, establish a rhythm in terms of stringing plays together, kind of throwing the ball over the middle of the field, kind of down the field, just different things like that. Which again, it's preseason, it's vanilla, but
it's not even that, dude. I mean, I don't even want to say it like this, but like, dude, a lot of it is just Tanner is hooping, bro. Like, like Tanner, Zach Berman tweeted that, like, Bo Wolf said that Tanner just gives players a chance to make a play on the ball. And it's clear as day because they're not necessarily, he could have easily been 10 of 17 at the half. He's 14 of 17 right now. So I think what you're saying is valid. And I think to that point, I wanted to give Tanner his credit, but to that point, even beyond just the ball not hitting the ground, I like the rhythm from the sense of like it had a good balance. It wasn't too run heavy, it wasn't too pass heavy, but that's also why I made the point before. And what you said, Quell, is also correct, but it's a lot easier to be like, all right, we're just going to focus on Jahan and Will Shipley right now in the preseason. But, throughout the season, as we know, it gets heated on the sidelines. It's football. People want to make plays on the ball. So
people want to read books.
Exactly. So we just gotta make sure they have that figured out as they go on. But there's been no indication to think that they don't have it figured out. And in fact, it's interesting that a lot of the word coming from the beats, or actually, I guess specifically EJ Smith, should probably give him credit for this take that I just listened to. But he said that the way last year was the year of Saquon, this could be the year of AJ in the way that they've just kind of been targeting him in practice and things like that. And teams are going to be focusing on finding a way to stop Saquon after last year. And obviously we've said many times it's easier said than done, and you can try your best, but it's naturally going to open up opportunities for AJ and Devontae. So it's imperative that the team takes advantage of those, matchups that you have. So yeah, it's going to be a growth thing, but from what we've seen, dude, I don't know how you can't be excited. Tanner McKee at the half is 14 of 17, 193 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 0 interceptions. Like it's an immaculate half, dude, from your backup quarterback against a starting defense.
And even to that point, like for Kevin specifically, kind of like getting Tanner in a rhythm in terms of
that's
like
the most important thing.
Yeah.
You see him making it comfortable for the guy, getting him in the rhythm, like Quell said. And I also like, even to push back a little bit, Quell, it did feel like we had like some like it didn't feel just too basic. It felt like there were some creative routes. There were some crossing routes. There were like, shorter speed outs and vertical optioning in the route concepts. And it feels like we haven't seen a ton of that as much as we wanted in years past, except last year. They made that jump last year, but
take Tanner out of the game, man.
Is he still in?
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I think it looks really good. I think the offense has some juice. I don't think there's any way you can't after the half that we just watched. It'll be interesting to see what some of the other guys.
So
also,
I must ask before we move, how much of this do you kind of attribute? Because we had this similar conversation when Kellen Moore was calling plays and Tanner McKee was in the offense. How much, like you talked about the creativity and the different route concepts, do you attribute that to who's playing quarterback tonight? Like, do you think we see some of these same things?
I didn't want to have this conversation because
All
I've been
right.
thinking
All
about
right.
it.
All right. All right. All right.
I've been thinking about it, Quell, because
All right.
you're completely right, dude. Because you see them calling different offenses for the different quarterbacks, and that's why the next point I was about to make is I'm interested to see what the offense looks like when we have DTR in there. I think the Kyle McCord and
Tanner
McKee offenses are going to look very similar, and I think DTR and Jalen Hurts offenses might look a little bit similar as well. Obviously, Jalen Hurts is a significantly better thrower of the football than DTR, but in terms of what they're bringing to the table and what they want to do to put them in their position to succeed, I don't know, but just let Jalen do some of this, bro. I don't know why it's so tough, why they have this mental block, and I'm hoping maintaining positivity, and that's
get Tanner out this game, man. Get Tanner out of the game.
Did he just get again? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just I don't know, man. Just let Jalen do some of this. Like, just get him out of the pocket, roll him out. You know, he's good at that. He can throw on the run. But again, we have a new OC. I don't know.
Damn.
We'll have to wait and see. I keep missing it. I keep looking back.
I'm just seeing what Pierre's just.
I know. I keep missing it.
I
missed it.
They said, I'm sick of this. We're gonna send everything we got at him. Send all
starter?
5.
Is it their starter still on defense?
I
don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. That would be very Bengals of them.
They sent.
You guys didn't want to agree to contract negotiations where you're going to play the whole first preseason game. Enjoy, buddy. They figured it out, right? Or is it?
Yeah, they did. He made a play earlier. He playing tonight.
Yeah, that's what it was front loaded or something. Yeah, we talked about it last pod. Anyways, we touched on it a little bit. Eagles made a trade. They traded Thomas Booker, D tackle, for Jacorian Bennett, corner. We have obviously holes at D tackle, but after tonight, man, it doesn't look like it's too big of a deal. And Booker was a good player in his own right. Like, he was legit, had good plays. Even in the playoffs, I think he had.
It kind of goes to show you how much they really like, especially with how much he's played tonight, how much they really like.
Ty Robinson?
Not just Ty, but Gabe Hall.
Oh, Gabe Hall.
He had a pressure. He had a couple pressures in the first half too.
Yeah, that Ty Robinson sack though, that had me fired up, bro. That's exactly why they drafted him. You know, like that athleticism, that ability to just get off the ball. He was explosive there, dude. That was fun to watch, dude. The Vanilla Gorilla. I'm about it.
And I think it's a situation where when you have the depth that they do at D tackle, it kind of makes a guy like Trevor Booker expendable.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, when you play the name game, and once you trade Trevor Booker, I can understand some of the comments. Yes, you're right. I don't know why I keep.
It's Trevor. It's Thomas or Trevor.
It's Thomas Booker.
It's Thomas.
Oh, Thomas.
Trevor Booker plays basketball.
Oh yeah, Wizards. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There's too many of those, bro. I have those slip ups. Elijah Qualls.
But I mean, initially of the Thomas Robinson. I mean, God damn it. Whatever.
Ty Robinson?
No.
Or Thomas Booker?
Yes, him. He just need to separate football and basketball completely. But from the trade, initially, there were some concerns about depth along the defensive line. And I mean, don't get me wrong. We know the Eagles always run a few bodies strong. But there's also a lot of projecting in place in these conversations. But to see today how, not just how he performed, but how confident they seem to be in both in Gabe Hall and Ty Robinson, it does give you some room for error, for lack of a better term.
And sorry, I just to your point, bro, you're talking about the D line and the guys that needed to prove themselves to make him more expendable. We're not even mentioning Morrow at this point because it's just kind of a given that he's been so dominant. And that's, I mean, he was what, a seventh round pick last year, right?
I have no idea how he lasted to the 7th round, but
no. There's a lot of talent on that
defensive
D-line.
class was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
That's a nice concept.
And Jordan Davis has been playing well this preseason too. So, well, training camp. I guess you can't say preseason. Haven't really watched in preseason yet. They still got Tanner out there. Yeah. Why is the old line look all pissed? Jordan Mailata and Landon Dickerson are just angry on the sideline right now. You also saw Landon Dickerson eating that lunch, the Uncrustable. It's just like staring at me. Lane said, "I don't know what number that is." I was like, "Damn!" I didn't even
Did you just see that last run play? I would have looked pissed too.
No, I didn't see it. I should have the game up here.
Is that the dude that played for the 49ers?
Who?
Wait, who was it?
35.
The running back?
Davis Price or something like that.
No, they cut him. They cut him.
Who's 35?
Really?
That is his last name Rob. I think it's Keelan. Is it Keelan Robinson?
Brandon Johnson.
Oh.
Wide receiver 35.
Taking carries out the backfield. Okay. Well, good catch, kid. Cooper is having a quality game.
Have we heard anything about BVS? Is he back?
I have no idea. He got
Jahad Campbell. Since Jahad Campbell took him out, no, we haven't heard anything.
Yeah, because I was reading the articles and I haven't seen anything. So poor guy, dude. I hope he gets better. It was fun to have a guy switch to fullback. You know, I guess just put AJ. Can you imagine, bro? AJ Dillon at fullback and you got Saquon behind him. Brother, I would not want to be a linebacker.
First team all quads.
That's nuts, dude. It's crazy, dude. It's a lot of meat.
A lot of girth.
A lot of girth. All right. So we talked about D-line. We talked about D-backs. We've talked about just about everybody. We
didn't talk about Alshon Jeffrey.
All right, so we want to talk about receivers a little bit more. Okay, that's what I was going to get into. I was going to say we can talk about receivers, or we can give like some.
He looks awesome playing against the Accountants tonight.
Hey man, give my dog some credit, bro.
Bro is flip flopping. It's crazy.
He is.
Like nobody knows what side Pierre's on anymore. He's like, oh yeah.
I play every side, so I can't.
I've been right here on the Johnny Wilson train, bro, the whole time, bro. Don't let anybody tell you. Just don't listen to the last 5 podcasts. Like, I've been on the train, bro. He's
but last part you said that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Never hold anything I said on a past pod against me today. I change my mind often. All right, I do it.
I am a fan. I reserve the right to flip flop.
Tell them I won't say I was wrong, but I'll be on your side.
And I won't say I was wrong, but I'll damn sure tell you when I was right. I promise. I promise.
But more on Johnny, man. Johnny's having a solid game, man, and kind of another one of those conversations where I wonder how much of this is attributed to who's playing quarterback tonight. This isn't to stir up any controversy at all.
Yeah, no, it's just being.
I mean, Johnny works with Tanner on a daily basis. Tanner is a completely different kind of quarterback. And this isn't to say that Jalen Hurts doesn't give his guys chances, but it's a lot different from when you're trying to play with Jalen Hurts and if he give you a chance, I got to make this catch or I might not get the ball again for the next 8 games. And you playing with Tanner McKee and well, you ain't make it last time, but I'm going to give you another shot right now. Like,
dude, the impact of like your relationship with your quarterback is so huge, dude. Like, confidence. If you're on second string, dude, you're way more comfortable with the second string quarterback than you are with the first team because it's the same pressure, dude. I can say it myself, dude. Having played second string a lot, like anytime you go up with the starters, like, oh, dude, like don't mess this up, like this is your shot.
Just don't be the reason why.
And then the ball goes through your hands, and you're like, oh, I messed it up. And then you're in your head about it, and then it's like, all right, you catch the next one, and you're like, just don't drop it, and it's a brutal and vicious cycle, but. I think that's a good point, Quo. But it's also just like, hey, he's getting these reps, build some confidence.
It's big for him because I mean we've almost reached a point where we counted him out. We can almost listen to past podcasts and count on a hand how many times we said Johnny Wilson is not going to be the guy. And then
last pod, I said he looks like Tarzan and plays like Jane.
It kind of goes to show you exactly where we were with Johnny Wilson. Now, it's cool to do this. Like, I don't want to say it like this, but it reminds me of the Michael Jordan when he got the cigar in his mouth and he that's a sign of a good man, a man who will talk trash when the score is 0-0. See, when you get up and you start talking, that's BS basically. And it's kind of like that with Johnny, where you start getting some of these little smaller cornerbacks and things that are nature guys that ain't really got that dog in them, and you like, well, I got the dog in me. I'm gonna bully him. But then you start getting matched up against cornerbacks. That's like, I don't give a damn that you 6'7", bro. You can match me up with God and I still come this hard.
This could be the J-Jaw. This could be the J-Jaw Ravens game.
Don't do that.
Oh,
don't do that. Please don't do that.
I thought he was the truth, man. I thought he was the truth. I still remember he caught this one over the middle, just like it was like 40-yard bomb, gets up.
I never forget his excuse me, his Bleacher Report pre-draft comp was Mike Evans.
What could have been. But I just say that to the point of like you never know in preseason. Like the guys can have really good games and then you never know. You just got to build on this. And I mean, if Elijah Cooks is out for a couple of days, like with the stinger, you got to take advantage of those reps, dude. That's an opportunity, and you have to take advantage of those.
So I guess a few things.
Good tackle, Smile London.
But a few things before we head towards our exits. Avery Williams, first guy up on kick returns today, so that was interesting to see. We prior to this game on the previous podcast, we estimated that it would continue to be Will Shipley, and Will Shipley's the lead back tonight, so they probably was just getting other people opportunities. So
also, wait, pause, not to cut you off, but let's give a golf clap for Will Shipley. That was a huge run he had at the beginning of the game.
That's how a white man runs a football.
Yeah. The amount of times I'm going to tweet that this year is going to be unbearable.
So fire, bro. That's Stone Cold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know my wrestling. No big deal. No, I know my longest yard. I know the longest yard. Hey, yo.
But, anyway.
You want a quarter pounder with cheese?
Anyway. It's worth noting at the same time, we've had multiple conversations about Nick Sirianni basically saying, I have no idea who the hell my backup center is. Well, today, first guy up who got the starting gig was Drew Kendall. As expected upon the selection, I mean, that was kind of what our whole thing was. You want to get a pure center in the building. So it was cool to see him not only get the start, but play well, for lack of a better term, with the rest of the backup offensive line against the starting Bengals defensive line. But just something to keep an eye on as well, based on conversations that coaches had with all of us.
Yeah, I mean, it's this is what you want to see, right? You want to see the young guys getting the reps. And yeah, like you said, Quell, you mapped it out right. Like we needed a pure center. They've tried to bring in the guys who've played a little center before, but they have the guard versatility. Sometimes it's worth it to waste that roster spot on a guy who plays center because it's not necessarily wasting it, you know. And Cam and Landon both had, brutal injuries last year. You don't want to be putting more on their plate than they need to. If you can give Cam some spells and he's having some pain and he doesn't have to play through pain the entire season, yeah, you should take advantage of that. Keep these guys fresh.
It also seems a lot like what they've tried to do over the last couple of years, at least with the Dylan McMahon selection and with the Drew Kendall selection. They want guys who are like kind of cross positional, who can kind of play both guard and center. I think that was why they were willing to cut McMahon, because he couldn't play guard.
I don't think they cut McMahon.
Yeah, McMahon got taken off the
practice. Okay.
That's what I was. It just was about to make me ask. I think it was the Rams that stole him.
Yeah,
but
does
that make them in the end? And I mean, if we'll have this conversation overall in a couple weeks once we start talking about final roster cuts and stuff. But thinking back to the whole Dylan McMahon thing and how all that took place, do you think that kind of gives Drew Kendall I don't want to say gives him a roster spot, but gives them room to think like I don't want to go through this again.
Absolutely. And Pierre, to your point, I think they have tried to emphasize these flexible O linemen who can play multiple positions. Who's coming for Pierre? Who can play multiple positions. But at the end of the day, I think they got Drew Kendall to play center because they need a backup center, and they haven't had one in the past. And so, well, to your point, I do think it damn near will guarantee one, as long as he's not bad. If he plays well, I think he has a step up for a roster spot. Even if it's only one position, because with Kendall, like, yeah, he can play some guard, but he's undersized for guard, right? Like he's not a really big guy, huh?
Hella.
Yeah. So I think you would just rather play him at center, but yeah, sometimes you have to do some roster navigating to keep guys who you think are important for not your typical reason. Depends on your roster. Who you have on your team, what you're dealing with, what injuries they might be dealing with. Those all need to be taken into account when you're making your roster, because I think the Eagles even talked about this in the past, is that they kind of got comfortable with the practice squad thing, and then they lost a couple guys who they didn't want to lose. So I think the first of them was Casey Toohill, right? Down to the Commanders.
Alice.
He retired recently, didn't he?
Casey Toohill? Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. I think I remember.
I think I do remember that now on Twitter. No, he's on the Texans.
DTR is in the game.
Yeah.
Sicko.
Your favorite's favorite, Dorian Tweets. I'm a big DTR fan.
I think it's about time to go. If Quell's trying to get a chant going for DTR, I think I got to run, bro. I think I got to run.
I love me some DTR. I've been a DTR fan since he was in high school. I watched the recruitment. I watched him get recruited by Chip Kelly and become
UCLA,
the
right?
guy at that offense. Like, an offense built for him. I feel like I've watched this guy grow up, essentially. So to see him be an Eagle, like, this is the epitome of scouting lore for me. I'm in my bag right now.
This would be such a sweet moment if you hadn't mentioned a name a second ago. But I'm gonna try to just
about the offensive coordinator of the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, the Boo Boo Raiders, the Boo Boo Butthole Raiders. All right, I don't want any. Yeah, dude, no, nothing good about Chip again, dude. You got your whole little championship run with Chip. No more, man. I can't do it. I can't. You trigger me every time. I'm like, he's family. You love him. You don't want to say anything hurtful. Then you Kelly this, and I'm like, oh my god, dude. Nothing pushes me to the edge like that. Like I said, dude, every time you bring up his name, all I remember is the feeling of waking up and seeing that we traded LaShawn McCoy for Kiko Alonso. I'll never forget the feeling. That was my first experience. People talk about like, oh, I'm going to take a nap and something's going to happen.
Johnny Wilson drop.
Well, okay.
DTR hit him right in the hands.
Never mind. I'm not going to say this.
We thought the same thing.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that, at 42-42, we are out. We appreciate everybody. This was fun. Little halftime and third quarter show. I hope you all enjoyed the
do a little, I guess, a preview of the next preseason game while recapping some of the training camp and what we expect or what we took from this game stuff. I believe next week they play on Saturday, right? Saturday at 1.
I have no idea.
It's the Browns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the joint practice.
I'm about to say it's the joint practice week, so it should be a lot of good stuff to take away from camp this week.
Absolutely. So we'll be back. Enjoy your first taste of Eagles football. Even if it's preseason, approach it like Quell. Get your son ready for some Eagles preseason football. With that gusto. We appreciate you for that, Quell. But anyways, thank you all for tapping in with us at halftime. Enjoy your evenings and
go
rate,
Birds.
review, subscribe. Yeah, the whole 9 yards. Go Birds, man.
Shout out to our friends at 14th and Market.
Yes.
Shout out to the guys.